Hi everyone. So I noticed yesterday when I was inputting a couple new records into Discogs that I had hit 2,000 records. Now, I know everything that I have is not cataloged in Discogs. My guess is I probably have 2,500 total with 2,000. It's not 2001 because two records arrived in the mail which were marked as 2000 and 2001. And those two records are these two records. The Kendrick Lamar records, Damn and To Pimp a Butterfly, which I think the latter is widely considered his best. So I'm going to put that on right after this, Saturday afternoon, rainy here in Northern California. So I crossed that I crossed that threshold, and then I thought that I was on my 100th video, my 100th YouTube video, but I think this is number 99. Other folk, I mean, Maggie. I do have a friend named Maggie. I think Mazzy just crossed 1,000 videos or 1 billion videos. I don't know, a lot. And I am also gonna plug for anybody who watches this, my friend, I haven't even met him. One of my best friends' boyfriend has a channel. I think it's called Lost Mixtapes. I'll put it in the description. I have yet to meet this gentleman, but I've heard a lot about him. He and I have very similar taste in music. And I'm looking forward to meeting him soon up in Seattle. Maybe for a Springsteen show. I don't know. We'll have to see. But check his channel out. Our taste is so similar that, of course, someone to say he has great taste. But he has some very thoughtful videos, so take a look at those. So I've been on a little bit of a spree. I'm gonna go to the record store today. Some days when you just need to go to the record store just to be around records. Today's one of those days for reasons I'll keep to myself. So I am gonna go to the record store for a little bit. Want to buy the new Yola Tango record, which I heard the first track from, and it sounds fantastic. Recently got this cute little Gillian Welch bag with pencils. I got all sorts of stuff, but here are some of the records that I bought recently, and I'll add a few thoughts on them. I'm not showing because it's over there and it's too heavy. Or there's two. I got the Rolling Stones mono colored vinyl box set, which I played 2 records and they sound fantastic. Played Between the Buttons and Flowers, and they just sound great. And the Bob Dylan, that's up there now. I'm trying to get organized here. The Bob Dylan Fragments box set also sounds great. I just made that up. I haven't listened to it yet. But I think I listened to it digitally and it sounded great. Here are some other records I've bought recently. The new Joe Henry record. Look at that glare. It's the glare off the phone. Yeah. The Joe Henry record, All the Eye Can See. Have not opened it. I've listened to it digitally. And it sounded nice, but it sounded a little bit samey. I don't think that's a word, but a little bit like the last few Joe Henry records. And I was hoping for sort of a return to Civilians, which is probably my favorite Joe Henry record. But I will give it another listen when I unwrap the plastic. I'm sure that'll happen this weekend. Ordered this on Discogs. Love Steve Forbert. He put out a record store day release, which I tried to get at the store. It was sold out. I recently bought Steve Forbert's memoir. Have not read that yet. Lane was a huge fan. He got me into Steve Forbert. Romeo's Tune, when I hear that song, I think about Lane every time. And it comes on a lot, as it should. Next, also brings me some Lane memories. Cherie Knight who Steve Earle signed to E Squared Records. She put out a record called The Northeast Kingdom, which I believe is not on any streaming services. And I have been, not since I moved here 6 years ago, 5.5 years ago, I've not been able to find the CD. And I know it's in here. So if I don't find it soon, I'm just going to order it on eBay. I hope it's not egregiously priced. Is that egregious? But a couple months ago, I saw Cherie Knight is nowhere to be found, at least from a social media or public perspective, as far as I know. After the Northeast Kingdom, which I believe came out in 1998, I think she was living in Western Massachusetts on like a farm and just took to that life. Again, I'm not positive. And I never saw her again. I saw her perform in New York City at a club on St. Mark's in the mid-90s, and she was great. I think Mark Spencer was on guitar. But this was recently released, and it was reviewed on Pitchfork, got a great review. This is not a record of hers I'd ever even known. It's called American Rituals, collects the recordings of Cherie Knight made during the fertile DIY movement that flowered around Evergreen State College in Olympia, Washington in the early 80s. Wow. Does it get more indie than this? I have not opened it yet, but I would just say if you can find the Northeast Kingdom, Steve Earle, I'm going to do a video one day on E Squared Records, because Steve Earle had this label in the mid to late 90s, and apparently there was a lot of problems, but he signed, what an ear for talent. He signed the V-Roys, Six String Drag, Marat, Cherie Knight, Bap Kennedy, all out, and I'm sure I'm missing a few, all outstanding bands. Like, I don't know. What a label that was. That was Ray Kennedy and Steve Earle. I bought this Richard Pryor picture disc from Record Store Day because I've always been wanting to spend some more time with Richard Pryor. I know Joe Henry's a big fan. He wrote a book about Richard Pryor. And what I know of Richard Pryor is hilarious. So now I got this. I'll spin it today. Just bought this a week or two ago. My Morning Jacket, Evil Urges. Maybe my favorite My Morning Jacket album. I've been getting a lot of their records lately, catching up. One on Vinyl Me Please, so I'm excited about that. Bought this in my local record store. Big Bill Brunsey. Folk songs. Also Vinyl Me Please. And I'm pumped about this. I read a review. Seemed reasonably priced. $23. Picked it up. Gonna spin it this weekend. Not sure why I said it like that. The Cars Greatest Hits. Ordered this from our friend at the In Groove. I've always wanted a clean copy of this, a newish clean copy on vinyl, so got that. This one I was really pumped about. Solomon Burke, Don't Give Up on Me. So this came out in 2002. I was living in Brooklyn. I was living with my girlfriend. And this was our record. We played it all the time. This and Josh Rouse's 1972. But this is the one that she just fell in love with. Don't Give Up on Me, Fast Train by Van Morrison, Diamond in Your Mind by Tom Waits and Kathleen Brennan, Joe Henry's song, Brian Wilson, Van Morrison, Dylan. We then saw Solomon Burke at Radio City Music Hall. I think it was part of a bigger concert, like a soul concert or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But he sat in a chair, sort of like in a throne, and was just tremendous. And this record is one of the dearest records, especially of my time in Brooklyn. I put that on and I'm taken right back to Brooklyn. One box set, which is very heavy, For the Birds. I know Mazzy talked about this box set. These are all songs about birds. I love birds. There's Jeff Tweedy's song on here. I think it's 10 LPs. And I believe all proceeds go to, is it the Autobahn? I don't know what the word is. Why am I like this today? I don't know. It's one of those days. For the Birds, the Birdsong Project. There's a great Instagram channel for these guys. So check it out. I'm gonna open it today and listen to some songs about birds. And finally, this is not new, but I've listened to this record, Big Star's Third, and this is performances of Big Star's Third, which I saw in New York City in 2011. Is it Matthew Sweet, Michael Stipe, Mike Mills? Was Mitch Easter there? A lot of great. Brett Harris was there. Jody Stevens, who was in Big Star. Just tremendous show. And this came out in 2016. It's also on CD. I think the CD might have more. It's like 3 discs. I listened to it 3 times on CD in the last week. The cover of For You, I think it's called For You. Is it For You? Yeah. With Jody Stevens, the harmonies are just unreal. Check this out. It's probably my favorite tribute record ever. They bring these gorgeous Big Star songs to light like just I never imagined anybody could. I've been having a lot of talks about Big Star lately. I have a sweatshirt and a t-shirt on the way. I've been making the claim that I think they're the greatest American band ever. Maybe. Top 5. Definitely top 10. Who is it? Wilco? They're up there, yes. I know some of you are saying no, yes. Creedence, Beach Boys, Big Star, Replacements, Public Enemy. A lot that I'm forgetting. Who else would be up there? We don't count Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. He's more of a solo artist, or like Neil Young and Crazy Horse. But I think that's a discussion worth having, and I'm going to do a video on that. Greatest American bands. Some would say Nirvana. I think Tom Petty is considered a solo artist, so wouldn't put him in there. And again, many that I'm forgetting right now, but Big Star is up there, and to my ears, maybe the best. Thanks for stopping by. I hope to do some more videos soon. Hope you are all having a good start to 2023, and take good care. Bye-bye.